Eto na nga po mga kapatid, mukha pong nag-iiba na ang tono ng Quadcom. Sunny Trillanes po ginisa sa Quadcom sa mga hearsay, double hearsay umano na nakikita nitong mga mambabatas mga kapatid. Mukhang naiiba na po yata ang nagiging tono nitong mga Quadcom na ito mga kapatid. Sila po ay nagdududa na sa nagiging stand at mga nakukuwang ebidensya ni Antonio Trillanes. Ito daw po ay public nakuha lang ni Antonio Trillanes sa mga inilabas sa publiko mga kapatid. Mukhang pagkaganito po mga kapatid, mukhang paiba-iba na po ang nagiging tono nila. Panoorin po natin mga kapatid ang naging pagdinig po kanina sa Quadcom sa House of Representatives mga kapatid. Sabay-sabay po natin panoorin ang mga video mga kapatid. Ito na po.
Mr. Chair, before I start with the specific questions, I just have a comment with your presentation, Senator Trillanes. No? Because while you were making the presentation, kanina ko pa gusto ma-interrupt sana kasi most of your the information that you gave were actually available already in open sources, no? Like newspaper clippings and the affidavits of persons. And in fact, it appears nga na parang you were just making a summary of everything that you found from newspaper articles to the affidavits of other resource persons. Tama mo ba?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
And the difficulty kasi in asking you questions about it is that because your statements are going to be based on either an article or the affidavit of another person.
Ba't
And
nag-iiba
the rules
tono
supposedly
nyo?
is that it's best to ask the person who executed the affidavit or the person who made the news article, di ba? Kasi parang maging double hearsay na tuloy yung sitwasyon ngayon, di ba?
Yun, ayos.
Yes, Mr.
And I hope you understand why I'm saying this, because in the spirit of fair play din sana, it would give the other persons who have been named in the affidavit and in the news articles also the opportunity to confront the persons who actually made the affidavit.
Correct.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Sa nakita nyo po, no, since hindi naman po tayo nasa court of law, the way I presented everything, ito yung resulta nung investigation, no? When I was still in the Senate, and nagkalap kami ng intelligence information, ayan, open sources, tapos insider information. Then that was very critical. Before namin nakausap si Las Cañas, all of us were susceptible in embracing or swallowing the false narrative of Duterte na talagang galit siya sa droga. And the way he delivers these things, very emphatic na talagang parang kapanipaniwala na galit talaga. But then, here's an insider guy who came up with all of this information. Talagang nag-iba yung paradigm.
Duda ka kay Duterte?
Ang difficulty namin at that time was how to communicate this new paradigm to the general public, because at that time talagang kontrolado nila yung buong communications apparatus, and yun po ang difficulty.
You are referring to Art Las Cañas?
Yes, opo.
Well, the issue I have with Art Las Cañas din kasi, kasi when he first appeared before the Senate ba yun,
Yes.
he was saying a different thing. In fact, he was defending then President Duterte. It was only a
Correct.
few months after where he recanted and made another statement about the involvement of then President Duterte about drugs.
Opo.
And every time kasi we present a witness na parang says something and then does another thing,
Yeah.
medyo kami din ang natatamaan dyan.
Patay. Nag-iiba tono nyo
Coming from a tainted source. That's why I hope you understand my sentiments po, because I always want to protect also the integrity of this committee. That's why
Yun,
I'm
maigi
bringing
naman.
these issues up, no? Kasi while I was listening to you kanina, it's either Art Las Cañas, Asierto, or the other newspaper articles ang basis ng ano. I was really hoping that you could have given us more concrete siguro evidence po on what actually to support the allegations made by Las Cañas.
Okay,
Yun,
I totally
astig.
agree, no? Especially coming from lawyers, very strict yung discipline nila about witnesses recanting. But as ano po, no, as a non-lawyer, in my case, when I was still a cadet, I was the chairman of this honor committee. Talagang we do investigative work and we profile the subjects, demeanor. So, na-acquire ito. When I was in the Navy as an investigation officer, nakikita mo you'll be able to know whether somebody is lying and somebody is telling the truth. No?
Ikaw
And
yun,
matest mo yan
sinungaling.
in so many ways, mabibit. Pero po yung paglalay at the first instance, depende po sa circumstances. When they are fearful of their own lives, it is totally understandable. At pero dito po ang nangyari sa kanya, talagang he risked everything eh. Kumbaga hindi ako makapaniwala nung unang sinabing babaliktad si Las Cañas because doon sa first appearance niya sa Senate, talagang matindi talaga, no, hardcore siya. Pero kaya binet muna namin. First few baka mapapatibong kami. Pero yun na talagang parang ayaw niya na. He doesn't want to be burdened by all of these people he killed. So yun na, he was out for redemption.
Thank you, sir. I just made that observation kasi I just want, of course, the Quadcom to be above
Yes.
the suspicion ba na we're just allowing statements like that to be coming out from resource persons. Now, with regards to Michael Yang po, when Acerto was making his allegations about Michael Yang, he said that the very first information he got about Michael Yang was about the Dumoy laboratory. And in that Dumoy laboratory, parang ang role lang ni Michael Yang at that time was supposedly securing the precursors.
Yes.
Correct.
Pero meaning he's not really involved in the manufacturing of drugs, but securing resources that are needed to manufacture these things. Parang negosyante lang na may pinagkakakitaan. Tama po ba? Was that confirmed by your research po?
If you will only take the information from Colonel Acerto, then that's the conclusion that you'll get. But in our case, nakuha na namin yung initially yung bank documents, Mr. Chairman, nandun na yung Sami Uy. Nung lumabas yun, hinahanap namin ano kaya itong pumapasok na pera na ito from government coffers or illegal mining activities, kung ano-ano. But eventually, nung si Las Cañas pumasok, and we got him around January of 2017 a few months before the appearance of Colonel Acerto. So by then, nakita na namin from the new paradigm itong mga information na to. Kaya nag-fit ho siya dun sa buong narrative.
Tigil
So,
mo na yan,
Michael Yang
Trillanes.
And Alan Lim, and sino pa yung isa na
Si Charlie Tan, Sami Huy.
Cheryl Tan
Ayun
Sami
po,
Uy? Now, si Alan Lim naman, ang relations niya with Michael Yang, where did it start ba? Saan nagsimula yung connections nila?
apparently, since hindi alam ni Las Cañas, si Alan Lim vaguely pumupunta lang daw a few times sa Davao. So kumuha kami ng other sources of information from the whether domestic law enforcers or foreign law enforcers. Ito si Alan Lim, apparently mas senior siya kay Michael Yang at that time. Parang junior itong si Michael Yang. Mas senior pa yung kanyang kapatid na si Tony Yang. May meron silang seniority dun sa kanilang triad. So Peter Lim is also a big player. So sa Visayas, itong si Peter Lim, si Alan Lim doon naman sa Luzon. That's the picture we got from the people we talked to. Tapos pero si Michael Yang naka-jackpot siya kasi yung connection niya with Duterte nag-pay off when he became president, kaya na-elevate siya, na fast track yung kanyang promotion do sa kanyang organization.
LOL!
Now, if you're saying na Michael Yang was using his siguro closeness with the former president to further his drug interest, why would he be content with just being economic advisor? Why not ask for a different position which would give him siguro more access to whatever he's doing, di ba? That's a question that most people would say. Di ba kung involved siya sa drugs, bakit economic advisor lang ginawa? Wala naman niyang benefit to his business.
Ito po yung benefit nun. Unang-una, he cannot be given a regular cabinet position because he is a Chinese national. No? So, yan yon. Yung economic advisor is just a title to project to the whole bureaucracy na ano ito, malakas itong tao na ito. That's going to afford him the protection that he needs, no? Yung connection do sa network kasi binabout siya. And yung pinag-uusapan kung paano nag-pay off yung kanyang closeness, dun sa family issue, yun po, di ba, lumabas. Kahit nasa labas siya, ang dami niya nakuhang kontrata because of that connection. At hindi pa po na may mention dito yung kinita nila dun sa Sinovac, no? Dun sa Sinovac, based dun sa mga nakuha naming dokumento, ay ano po yan, na-overprice niya ng 2,000 pesos per vial at bumili sila ng 50 million vials. So that's 100 billion pesos, no? Yun po ang pinakamalaking racket nila na nakuha because of that connection and protection, Mr. Chairman.
Now, you also testified earlier na Sammy Uy, no, was the one who introduced Michael Yang to the president. Is that correct?
Yes, Mr. President.
Now, Sammy Uy is known to be close to the president even when he was still mayor pa.
Yes.
But for not about I know that it wasn't about drugs na ang association niya with the Dutertes. Paano naging biglang all of a sudden naging drugs to na angle na kung isipin natin it should have started way before kung yun man ang original intention ni Sammy Uy, di ba? Kasi he was already close to the president when the president was still mayor of Davao
Yes, and it did start way before. According dun sa interview ni Las Cañas, nag-start po silang tatlo mag-engage kay Duterte noong 2001.
Ito po yung sinasabi natin mga kapatid. Kung noon pa sana nila na napanindigan na itong si Trillanes, may napapansin na pala sila na ang mga ipinipresentang mga dokumento ni Antonio Trillanes ay galing lamang sa pampubliko at galing lamang sa mga kapalpakang pinaggagawa ni Antonio Trillanes. Di dapat noon pa sila naging nanindigan mga kapatid. Tapos ngayon umiiba sila ng kanilang mga nagiging tono at parang kumakanta na sila ng sentunado ngayon. Kung kailan po lumalim na po ng lumalim ang lahat. Nagkaroon na po ng iba-iba pong anggulo na tingin ang bawat Pilipino rito. Kung kailan po napasama na po at marami na pong napasamang tao rito, ngayon pa sila kumakanta ng ganito mga kapatid. Mukhang nagiging sintunado po ang kanta ng House of Representatives dito. Dahil po sa pilit nilang idinidiin si Pangulong Duterte sa mga nangyari pong gipitan at patayan nung siya po ay nanunungkulan pa sa gobyerno mga kapatid. Nanindigan din po ang AMLAC at ang mga ipresentang mga ebidensya dito ay mga wala naman pong katotohanan. Sunog na sunog po rito si Antonio Trillanes mga kapatid. Ito po ang sinasabi natin dito na bakit po binibigyan ng pansin nitong House of Representatives ang kababuyang pinaggagawa po nito ni Antonio Trillanes. Na sila rin po, tama po ang sinabi ng isang kongresista na sila po ang napuputukan. Sila po ang napapahamak. Dahil po sa pinaggagawa ni Antonio Trillanes. Ngayon mga kapatid, ano po ang masasabi nyo sa mga naging pahayag po? At mga naging pagdinig po ngayon sa Kamara de Crocodile. I-comment nyo po dyan mga kapatid sa comment section kung ano po ang masasabi nyo sa naging pahayag po ng isang kongresista na question niya po ang integridad ni Antonio Trillanes mga kapatid. Magbigay po kayo ng inyong mga opinion at suggestion dyan sa ating comment section. Maraming salamat po mga kapatid.